Hello guys, welcome back to another Android application development tutorial. Today we are going to create a simple Android application with user login and new user registration with MySQL database. Here we are going to using Volley for the network operations. So here I use a local host, here I use a wamp server application. So first I have to start wamp server. So start wamp server now. Here the green icon indicates that now wamp server is ready. Now open the home page of wamp server. So open your browser. On the address bar type localhost. Now go to PHP myadmin. Okay, first here I am going to add a new user. So go to new user, create a new user, specify a username. I name it as Prabish. Now specify the host. Here it is localhost. Now specify a password for the new user. Here I name it as password. Now retype your password. Now grant all the privileges. Okay, now the user is created successfully. Here is the new user. So now we can create a new database. So specify database name. Here the database name is userdb. Create it. Okay, now the database is created. Now we can create a new table. Specify table name. Here the table name is user info. Specify number of columns. Here we have to save informations like name, email, username and password. So we need 4 columns. Okay, now specify the column names. First one name. Specify the data type. Here the data type is variable character. Now specify length for it. Now specify the second column name email. The same data type. Specify the length. Now third column name is username. Specify data type. Now specify the last column password. Specify the data type. Specify length for it. Now save it. Okay, now the table is created. The table contains 4 columns: name, email, username and password. Okay, now we are going to create a PHP script that connects to the database. So now we can create the PHP script. Open your favorite text editor. Here I am going to use Notepad++. First change language into PHP. Okay, now we are going to save this one. Make save as. We need to save this PHP script on the root directory of wamp server. So go to the installation folder of wamp server. Here is the installation folder. Go to the root directory. Now here save it with file name init.php. Yeah, there is no need of .php. By default this is a PHP file. Save it. Okay. Now we can write the PHP script for establish connection to the database. So start the PHP script. Now specify some variables. Declare some variables. Specify the host. Here the host is localhost. Now specify the database username, tb user. Here the username is Prabish. Now specify the database password. DB password. Here the password is password. Now specify the database name. DB name. Here the database name is userdb. Okay. Now we need to connect to the database. So you have to call a function called MySQLi connect. For this method you need arguments like host name. Now specify the username, database username. Now specify the database password. And finally you have to specify the database name. And store the connection to a variable. Here the variable is con. Okay. Now we can check if whether the connection is success or not. If connection, in that case the connection is success, so print a message echo connection success. Otherwise connection failed. Okay, this is the PHP script that connect to the database. So before going to use this one, we can test it. So open a new tab, type localhost. Now type the PHP script name init.php.